Once more, guys. Once more into the breach. Here I go. So, yes, I am losing my mind. I'm losing everything else I've got in my sanity at this point because I'm seeing how an elected official that we got into office that we wanted to have chaos and confusion. Well, we've got it, boys and girls. We've got it in spades right now. We've got it in total spades, and we can't get rid of this situation. Not for the life of us. Trump wants the violence out of us. He wants to justify him being some kind of, I don't know, mental creation he's got in his head of saying he is going to save us all. In the last term that he was in, he was looking for the Jesus situation. I don't know if he's there or not, but he wants to help us out a great deal by shoving armed troops at our throats and having ICE agents arresting people left and right who have no business of getting arrested at all. But he's doing it anyway. And his staff is doing this to us. And yeah, there are calls for nonviolence at this point. Guys, I have to put this on record. I still feel the call to do, to promote that insanity that Trump is wanting to feed and be a leech on and slurp suck the thing right out of us. Just to prove that he was right and his ego was everything. And all I can say at this point, guys, can we really let this son of a bitch do this to us? Back in the 60s, I know things were a hell of a lot different. But think of it back in the 50s and 60s, we were really and royally segregating. I mean, we'd been segregating for a hell of a long while. I mean, we did emancipate the blacks. Problem is, we didn't treat them as individuals. We didn't treat them as equals. At least not enough of it anyway. Because when they start doing the segregation and separation left and right, you have to have a separate place to live. You have to have a separate thing. We don't want you around the whites. I mean, yeah, you have rights, but you don't have any rights. Not around us whites. And while there were riots, and while there was police something a long time ago, and Martin Luther King Jr. was going to do peaceful rallies, peaceful marches. We don't want the violence. We don't want people coming on our ass. We don't want to see cities being burned. We don't want people being hurt. We want to show them that we are individuals. We are human beings. What's wrong with that? Because some of the racist people out there still felt they were a threat. Why? Why? I have to keep asking myself in the current situation we have right now, what the hell is so damn wrong if you're of a different skin color other than pink skinned? And if you think about diversity, equality, inclusiveness, no, you have these people brainwashed because they're thinking the other people are evil, they're evil, they're evil, they're evil. Why? Because we say so, because we fear them. We don't know why, but our own ancestry keeps telling us this. It's in our genetics. They have to be destroyed. Well, you know, one of these here days, we're going to get into a situation where we're going to have these whites saying, see, we were proven white, and then they get destroyed. And not by the people that they hate, but by something else that gets them nailed. Think about that one. I keep thinking about karma sometimes. I keep thinking about if I happen to do or say anything, karma's going to bite me up the head. It's going to bite my head off. I throw out the boomerang, and I'm not an expert catcher on these things. The boomerang's coming back to nail me upside the head. Well, so much for that. The boomerang I send out, my thoughts, my feelings, my words, videotapes all the time. And most of the time I keep saying, I hold responsibility, accountability, transparency, but you guys don't. So I'm pointing the finger at you guys. I'm pointing the finger at you and not paying attention to these guys right here. Because that's what keeps me accountable, transparent, and responsible. Because if I wasn't, then I'd be doing this at you guys all the time. And not accepting the blame. Not accepting anything and not even apologizing for what I said or done or anything. Hold on to the pride. Hold on to the hubris. Hold on to the ego. Hold on to everything that tells me I'm more worthy than you are. You're not worthy. You're nobody. I'm better than you are. And I'm pointing the fingers right at my throat. Right at my jugular. I'm better. Gotta watch out for that skin of mine. I'm better. You're not. You can't be better than me. We are dealing with this on a constant basis. Constant beration. Constant. Can you deal with this? Can you hang with this? Can you understand what's going on? Can you not learn about this damn stuff? Can you not get pissed off about it? But if you're going to be righteous about it, be righteous about it, but don't act on it. At least not in the way they want. They want a baseball bat upside people's head to prove that that side with the baseball bat is violent. We were trying to prove it back in the 60s. But all those peaceful marches that we don't need to do this. We are angry, yes. And there had been places that got torched and raided, and I know Nixon went nuts. He sent troops out to people. Either that or LGBT. One of those days, I got to research again on that one. Because I remember Kent State. Topic, Kent State Common. National Guards out to secure the area to dispel a peaceful protest. And one of those guards had to shoot. I'm going to say this one. A long time ago, back in the 80s, late 80s to nearly early 90s, I was working retail store listening on radio. And one of the radio stations had the anniversary. They got in a lot of trouble for this one here, but the radio station had a conglomerate of music and of audio recordings that talked about Kent State in a way. And this was the anniversary of Kent State shooting. And yes, I'm going to put that into my computer here because I want to get that information. Kent State Massacre. And yeah, I'm going back to Wiki on this one. May 4th. This happened on May 4th, 1970. 4 deaths, 9 injured. And this was on Nixon's watch. This was on Nixon's watch. This was regarding the protest of the Vietnam War. We were demanding during that time to end the war because we're getting tired of the body bags. We're getting tired of people, POWs. But we're tired of the massacres we're seeing on television. The press was showing constantly of the war back there. So we had people protesting. She's going to be yelling, by the way. She doesn't like it. She's going to go around and circle around like crazy. She's going to be out of my case. So you're going to hear her whine. And whine, and whine, and whine. She's old. She's deaf and blind. Over 20 years old, and she can't stand herself sometimes. I say this about Kent State because we are dealing with involvement of military forces coming on, the National Guard, on a campus, trying to dispel protesters about the draft. We have people demanding from us. We have a lot of people demanding from us not to have the military here or there or anywhere. And we're losing that. We're losing the argument with Trump at this point. He doesn't care. He wants his ego fed. He wants his ego fed. It's a carnivorous thing he is. Doesn't matter if it's negative or positive. Even a spoiled brat will be like that. An old dog to a new kid. Spoiled. And this is what we're dealing with, guys. So we can't be what Trump wants us to be. All right? We can't be that way. As much as I feel the anger, and I want to go retribution, and I'm seeing some of these other guys holding back their anger, and I can see it, and I can hear it. I can see the facial structures, the clenched, the sarcasm coming out of their mouths. I know they want to yell and scream. I know because I can join them like crazy on this one. I can join them on this one and tell them that we don't need this. But the problem is, those that keep leaning towards autocratic, they want to see it because they want to prove themselves. They want to feed their own egos and their own little beasts. Their own little hides. Mr. Hides. Just to get that rush saying, I'm better than you are, don't you understand? I want more. You're going to give it to me, right? Like my dog, who wants everything. She wants my attention right now. She also wants to be fed. But for right now, I have to keep putting her in the arms. I don't sleep very well at night, guys, because I'm dealing with her on a constant basis. Sometimes she can sleep, and other times she doesn't. So here's this one. Star Tribune is being reported of sending the Airborne Rangers, either the 101st or the 82nd, over to Portland. They're considering it. They're considering sending the military over there. But here's the thing that gets to me, guys. Now, if you guys have been careful enough to see my videos, then you've got enough information to see what kind of issues I'm going to have out here in the high desert. Think about that one, guys. If you guys been remembering things of how I've been talking about my own neighborhood, my own town, my own valley, so to speak. And what have I got to deal with? Now you see some of my own material that I'm freaking out about. Keep that in mind. We'll talk more. That being said.